Today I'm going to show you how this arm sling will get you accused of being a thief. Hey everybody, I'm back. Just a little bit fatter than I was. I wanted to thank everybody who subscribed, who's watched, commented, liked the videos and shared them. I really appreciate it. And there's more coming up on the S10, so stay tuned for that. Alright, got my arm sling on. This is how I wore it for about 5 weeks, almost 6 weeks. But when I had this on, I had no shirt on. I got an extra large 2X or 3X shirt and I stuck it over the top of this. And I'll put that shirt on and show you what I look like. But after not doing nothing for 5 weeks, I decided, well, I'll just go to the junkyard and look around. See what I could see. So that's what I did, as I went to the junkyard. And I got accused of being a thief. Alright, this is how I was dressed when I went to the junkyard. I had this same black shirt on. And of course you can see the sling around my neck. See my hand flopping. No arm over here. That's how I look. Anyways, I go to this junkyard regularly. It's one of those pull your own auto parts places. So I showed up there, went inside, and the dude that works there, which I've never had a problem with him, he's like, oh, hey man, what happened to you? I told him I had shoulder surgery. Well, that sucks, you know, just kind of being a decent person. So I paid, I think it's $2 to get in. Went into the yard, just looking around. And I did have a 5-gallon bucket with me, with a few hand tools in it. And when I was looking around, I seen a Hearst shifter handle in a Dodge pickup for the 4-wheel drive. I thought, well, I wanted to use my impact to get it off because I couldn't really use my arms too good. So I thought, well, I'll just go back out, grab my impact. And I can just zip it off, take a couple seconds, get the handle, leave the place with no problem. So I went back through the office, had my bucket, and I walked up to this gal that was in there, which she's worked there quite a while. And usually I try to avoid her because every time I buy something from her, I get hassled. Like, I think the last time I bought something from her, well, her words were, unlucky for you, the price just went up. So basically every time I'm there, I get in an argument with her over the price. So I usually try to avoid her. She works the beginning of the week. I usually go the end of the week, so I don't have to deal with her. But anyway, she was there that day. I don't know what day it was. Maybe it was a Thursday or something. Thursday or Friday, I don't know. Anyways, I took my bucket and I held it up to her so she could look in my bucket because they like to look through her tools. Following their rules. I go, here's my bucket. I need to go out and grab my impact and I'll be back in. She kind of looked at me weird and she's like, what's under your shirt? And that kind of rubbed me the wrong way because when I went into the building, she was standing probably not 2 feet from the guy that works there, and she had to have heard what I told him. And I told her, well, my arm's under here, you know. So I went out, got in my pickup, because I needed to sit down. My arm was kind of aching. The next thing I look up, and she's standing by my window. And she motioned for me to roll the window down, so I rolled the window down, and she goes, I need to look under your shirt, or you're not coming back in. And I go, you're not looking under my shirt. First off, that's inappropriate. Second, I don't think you can do that, because I believe that's against your constitutional right of illegal searches and seizures. The cops can't even look underneath your clothes. So I said, well, guess I'm not going back in then. Well, she left, went back in the building, and I got thinking, well, I'm going to talk to their manager. I want to talk to their manager about this. So I followed her back to the building, and there's like sliding doors. I stayed outside the building. I didn't go inside the building. And she was right inside the door there behind the counter, and I said, I want to talk to your manager. How do I get a hold of him? She's like, well, he's not here, and I don't have time. I'm like, what do you mean you ain't got time? Nope, I ain't got time. I got other stuff to do. So I kind of said, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I think I said, it's nice to know that you treat your customers so great here. You try to alienate everybody and piss them off. And she said, well, you're stealing stuff. I'm like, no, I'm not stealing stuff. She's like, you didn't show me under your shirt. You're hiding parts under your shirt. I'm like, you see this here? That's a sling. I had shoulder surgery. And she tells me this bullshit in the story that, well, we have at least 12 people per day that go through this building with their arms under their shirt, claiming that they had surgery. I'm like, don't give me that crap, lady. So I kind of flipped out on her. Told them that there were a bunch of a-holes there. And after I had a few choice words to tell to these employees, the gal said that I was banned for 6 months. Apparently for having shoulder surgery. And I also told her that if I'm stealing stuff, you need to call the cops. I go, if you want to call them, call them. Bad part is I should have called them. Said that she was harassing me. I don't know what her problem is with me. Maybe she thinks I'm sexy or something, I don't know. I ain't giving her no love back or something. Probably not. And I turned around and left and went back to my pickup. I get in my pickup. Of course, I can't start my pickup with the crap because I got to use this arm. And there's another dude in there, and he came out. He started taking pictures of my pickup, my license plate. I'm thinking, well, this is real nice. Anyways, I just left. And this place has 3 lots. And the one is their main office, or their main lot, usually where the manager's at. So I tried to call them and get his number, or at least let me talk to him, and they told me, well, you'll have to leave your phone number, he'll call you back. I'm like, whatever, I gave him my phone number. And I think a couple days went by, never heard nothing, so I called them again, and the gal on the phone said the same thing. You know, need your number. I go, I already gave you my number. Have him call me. Okay, he'll call me. And this went on for almost a week. And I finally got, fed up with that and called him again and was kind of being stupid to him. I've been waiting a week. What's going on here? He said, okay, well, I'll give him your number and you can call him. And I'm sitting there thinking, why didn't that gal do that in the first place? So anyways, I finally got a hold of him and I recorded the conversation, and what you're going to hear is a conversation between me and him. And I also went back to the yard after all this was over with, and I filmed a few cars that were in the lot. And I don't know, there's 5 or 6 different vehicles, kind of older cars or interesting cars. They'll be playing while this conversation's going on. So have a look and have a listen. Yes, I called you before a couple times, tried to get a hold of your manager. He hasn't called me back.
Okay. Was this for Dean?
Yes.
Okay, dang it, I'm really sorry. I'm just gonna put you on hold, and I'm gonna call him myself and tell him to give you a call.
Alright.
Alright, 1 second.
Alright.
Hi, is this Dean?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm just going to give you his phone number. That way he will for sure answer you.
Alright.
It's going to be 402.
Hang on a second. Let me grab something right on here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's see. 402?
Yep.
Alrighty. Thank you.
No problem.
Bye.
Bye.
This is Josh.
Yes, my name is Dean. Been trying to get a hold of you.
Yeah, Amber just called me.
Yeah, it's about an incident, I guess, or I guess is the way I was treated in Lincoln. Wasn't too happy about.
Okay. What can I help you with?
Well, I guess I should start with, at the end of February, I had shoulder surgery. So my arm was in a sling. And I went into the yard, and I had a few tools with me in a bucket. And I seen something that I wanted to get, take off. I didn't have the correct tool, so I went out the building and I showed the gal working there, I didn't have anything in my bucket, only my tools. And I said, I'll be back in, I'm going to grab a few tools. So I go out to my pickup, and next thing she comes out, and she says to me, lift up your shirt. I need to see under your shirt or you're not going back in. I'm like, well, you're not looking under my shirt because I don't have to show anybody under my shirt. And I go, I guess I'm not going to go back in. So she walked off, and I thought, well, I want to get the manager's phone number and talk to him. So I went back to the front of the building. I didn't go in the building. I just stood outside the door, and I said, I'd like to get the manager's number. I want to talk to him. She said, no, I'm busy. So I kind of blew my lid a little bit and said a few things.
You said this was a woman?
Yeah.
Okay, Lisa that was working there, I'm sure.
Yeah, and even, I've bought stuff from her before, and every time I buy something, she's like, oh, the price just went up. I'm like, seriously? So usually I try to avoid when she's there. I usually go like the end of the week, and I usually deal with Evan, which I have no problem with him. He's good. He's been good to me. And I don't know, it's just, like I say, I kind of said a few things, maybe blew my lid, and she said, you're banned for 6 months. I'm like, seriously? Because I wouldn't show you under my clothes, which I had my arm in a sling.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying. So she thought the arm under the sling was you holding something.
Yeah,
something like that.
But she never said that. She said that to me after I went back, and I kind of, flipped my lid. She goes, well, you're stealing stuff. I go, if I'm stealing stuff, call the cops. You know it.
Right.
I have nothing to hide.
Well, I will. I guess what are you looking for me to do? I'll get you back in.
Well,
and,
that's.
I'll have a talk with Lisa.
I mean, that's fine. Even Evan, I was there probably, was it the week before? Maybe on a Wednesday, and he's like, oh, hey, man, how's it going? What happened to you? And I told him, and she was actually there that day, too, but I never dealt with her.
Right.
I mean, she had to have known.
Obviously, they came in. So you came in, they let you in?
Yeah, I went in, no problem. And that time I left, I think I might have bought something from her. And even then, she's like, well, the price went up. I'm going to take a picture of it and send a group text to everybody that we're going to start charging more for that. So basically, I'm almost in an argument with her that day over the price. So.
Well, you got my number. If you ever have any problems, you just give me a call.
All right, because I just.
And I'll fix. I'll do my best to. She's almost too. She almost takes the ownership too seriously of her job. You know what I mean? She's generally a good employee. But she is a little bit overbearing, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it.
Well, to me, I'm sitting there thinking, what if I was a woman and she was a man and told me to lift up my shirt, I want to look under your shirt?
Right. Yeah.
That's a little inappropriate, I mean.
Yeah, that's not really, we check bags. We don't really check under people's clothes. That's not part of our policy. We do check bags. Yeah,
that's like I say, when I left, I held my bucket up, so she could look in it. No, there's nothing in there.
And if she has an issue, that's what she should do, is just call the cops. Say, oh, if you really think somebody's stealing that much, then you can call the cops. You don't need to. You don't need to make a scene with the customer.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, if I'm stealing something, call the cops.
Right. Well, I will talk to her. I'll try to fix this. And next time you come in, give me a call, and I'll try to give you a discount too.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, you betcha.
Thank you.
All right, you bet.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was my little interaction with the junkyard. So, sounds like everything should be good to go. I'm going to try to go back here maybe next week or something. I don't know, maybe towards the end of the week, but I'd rather go when that gal's not working there. Alright, I'm back. No sling, no nothing. I am still in physical therapy. I have about, I think, 3 weeks left. And hopefully they'll release me then. I'm still not really cleared to do much work. I'm restricted on how much I can lift with this arm. But I can move my arm around and stuff. It's just certain movements that still hurts. So hopefully after another 3 weeks I'll be done. So, if you have any thoughts about what happened, leave a comment, like the video, share it, and subscribe too. I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll be back here with some more interesting stuff after a while.